Welcome to Relevant Happenings. Let us look at relevant happenings of the day. Today we will see about ISRO's geoimaging satellite which is to be launched in third quarter of 2021. Then we will see about Indian tiger reserves which have received Global Conservation Assured recognition. We will also see what this assurance is and its impact further on tiger and their reserves. Then we will see about Inland Vessels Bill and Factoring Regulation Amendment Bill which are being passed by Parliament together with some more relevant happenings. So stay tuned. Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO launched its first Earth observation satellite in 1988, which is known as IRS-1A. It was the first of the series of indigenous state-of-art remote sensing satellites. ISRO has placed several Earth observation satellites in the Sun synchronous orbit and geostationary orbit. In the same sequence, now ISRO is prepared to launch geoimaging satellite EOS-03 in the third quarter of 2021. This EOS-03 satellite will enable real-time monitoring of natural disasters such as cyclones and floods in the country. The EOS-3 is capable of imaging the entire country at least 4 to 5 times every day. In addition to monitoring natural disasters, this satellite will aid in monitoring the crops, water bodies, forest cover changes, vegetation condition. This satellite will be sent to space in Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV. SSLV has been developed by ISRO as a cost-effective 3-stage launch vehicle with a payload capability of 500 kg. Thus, SSLV is an ideal launch vehicle for on-demand, quick launch sessions of small satellites. Moving ahead, 14 tiger reserves in India received Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards accreditation. CATSIS is an accreditation tool by the Global Coalition of Tiger Range Countries. It contains a set of standards for effective management of target species and assessment of management practices for successful conservation of the target species. The 14 tiger reserves which have been accredited are Mudumalai and Annamalai Tiger Reserves in Tamil Nadu, Bandipur Tiger Reserve in Karnataka, Parambikulam Tiger Reserve in Kerala, Sundarbans Tiger Reserve in West Bengal, Dudhwa Tiger Reserve in Uttar Pradesh, Valmiki Tiger Reserve in Bihar, Pench Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra, Satpura Kanha and Panna Tiger Reserves in Madhya Pradesh, Manas, Kaziranga and Orang Tiger Reserves Assam. Development and conservation of tiger reserves and tiger corridors are very significant as the environment experts have noted that the condition of several tiger reserves has deteriorated because of the diversion of land for infrastructure projects. Moving ahead, Lovlina Burgoyne has become the third Indian boxer to win an Olympic medal after legendary boxers Mary Kom and Vijayender Singh. She is also the first Assamese woman to win Olympic medal. She will face current world champion Turkey's Busene Sermaneli in the welterweight semi-final match. If Burgoyne manages to beat Sermaneli, she will create history by becoming the first Indian boxer to win a silver or gold medal in the Olympics. Lovlina Burgoyne hails from the Golaghat district of Assam. Lovlina started her career as a kickboxer but later switched to boxing when she found the opportunity to do so. She had previously won a gold medal in the International Boxing Championship held in February 2018 in the welterweight category. She also won bronze at the Asian Boxing Championships in Vietnam in November 2017. Recently, she was honored with the prestigious Arjuna Award by President Ramnath Kovind for her outstanding performance in boxing. In this year, Tokyo 2020 Olympics, we have boosted India's performance. All this has become possible by highly dedicated athletes and well-set infrastructure provided for athletes to train themselves. India sent its largest contingent of 128 competitors to Olympics Games at Tokyo, which in itself is a record. Preparation for international events including Olympics and Asian Games is a continuous process. Training and competitive exposure to sports persons preparing for international sports events like Olympics is taken care of under the scheme of assistance to national sports federations. The scheme broadly covers support towards training camps in India and abroad, international competition exposures, hiring of Indian and foreign coaches, support staff, training equipment, hosting of national and international championships in India, medical insurance for injuries. Also, a high-level committee was constituted to oversee the preparation of Indian contingent for the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Several athletes were sent abroad for training so that they may remain unaffected by the ongoing pandemic in the country. Thus, this helped athletes to get better exposure of conditions, hence they were able to enhance their performances. Moving ahead, let's look at relevant details of Airports Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill and see how does this bill initiates privatization of airports in India. The amendment in the bill will enable privatization of smaller loss-making Airport Authority of India run airports by pairing them with larger profit-making airports. These small airports will be handled by private entity but will stay under the Airport Authority of India. Several new cities are getting airport infrastructure under the UDAN scheme, but the number of planes operating to those cities are low as not many passengers use the services, due to which government has decided to pair those smaller loss-making airports with larger profit-making airports to make it a viable combination for bidders for investment under public-private partnership mode. Another amendment being made is in Factoring Regulation Bill. This bill seeks to amend the definitions of receivables, assignment and factoring business to bring them at par with international definitions. A factoring business is a business where the entity or the factor acquires receivables of another entity known as assigner for an amount. A factor can be a bank or a registered non-banking financial company or any company that is registered under the Companies Act. The receivables is the amount that is owed to the assigners by the customers, also known as debtors, for the use of any facility, goods or services. The bill was passed in the lower house without proper discussion due to disruptions in the house amid opposition's protest. Moving ahead, ESA to launch world's first reprogrammable commercial satellite. The European Space Agency will launch the world's first commercial and fully reprogrammable satellites named Eutelsat Quantum. The Quantum will be launched from the Guiana Space Center in Latin America. The satellite will offer coverage for a large geographical area ranging from Asia to West Africa. It can be reprogrammed and its lifespan would be 15 years. Its usage will change after it's reprogrammed and can be used for different applications like motoring ships, telemetry, secure communications and data transmission. The satellite will be orbiting the Earth in a fixed position of 35,000 kilometers above the Earth. It will be operated by Paris-based Eutelsat. So these were the relevant happenings of today. Hope you liked the initiative. If you find the video as relevant as the happenings, kindly like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.